viewers, it's Mr. MegaManFan, and I'm back again with another episode review from the Mega Man animated series. This time it's episode 4, Mega-Pinocchio. Now, I'd say this is not the greatest, but not the worst episode. I'll get into the reasons here in just a second, but I want to go over some thoughts on the dialogue, which takes cheesy to a whole new level because this time the reporter's name, I kid you not, is Brie Ricotta. That is the actual name of the reporter who is covering the disaster downtown. Speaking of this disaster, when Mega Man set us up the bomb and dropped them right on the building because Dr. Wily was controlling him, how come the building imploded directly onto itself? That was a controlled demolition, but the way he dropped the bombs, it should not have been a controlled demolition. It should have just completely fallen apart or fallen over on another building or fallen on the spectators. I mean, there is no way it should have just imploded neatly onto itself. So we've got some logic problems here, which do crop up from time to time in animation, but I wish they weren't that obvious. Also, Mega Man has titanium skin, so he takes a titanium acid bath and robots get stuck on the floor with titanium glue. Okay, no, I'm not buying any of that. You know, here's the upsides. I did say there were some upsides to this episode. Dr. Wily is his usual over-the-top maniacal self. Gotta love it, gotta love his dialogue, especially when he's wearing the mind control helmet and telling Mega Man what to do. You're feeling all tingly und mushy inside. And then Mega Man repeats it back with the German, I'm feeling all tingly und mushy inside. Okay, that's pretty damn funny. I gotta give the writers credit for that one. The fact that he copied the accent and everything. Speaking of accents, the Secretary of Defense, by God, where's he from? I don't know, but he sure sounds like a redneck. And then so do the soldiers that serve under him. So I guess that's the stereotype of the military for this episode, which I'm sure has got to offend both Southerners and military people, but they don't seem to care about offending anybody in this cartoon, particularly when Dr. Light does it again with the misogyny. Roll says, I'm going to rush out there to help, I'll save the day. And he's like, no, wait, Roll, I'm at my Robo Rescue Squad. Okay, why can't she save the day? Why do you need your Robo Rescue Squad? She's Mega Man's sister. She's as strong as he is, as powerful as he is, as constructed as he is. She can do anything he can do, so you don't need the Robo Rescue Squad. Well, what are you going to do? But I did say that this was a pretty good episode on the whole. It is, according to the Wikia, the first and last appearance of Mega Man and Crash Man. So make of that what you will. You're not going to get to see them again other than this episode, so enjoy it while it lasts. That's one of the reasons this is a better episode, especially since Magnet Man was one of my favorite bosses in the original games, and probably the one robot whose power-up I would want to have more than any other. I mean, think about it for a second. You can just use your magnet power to suck up anything like Magneto and hold it, or pull anything from a great distance, or even possibly bend things through sheer warping of the metals by the force of your magnetism. I mean, Magneto equals Magnet Man as far as I'm concerned. So that's a great power-up for Mega Man to steal in this episode too, because he uses it in exactly the way I've just described. Anything metal he can take control of, so having a Dr. Geppetto, who they call Dr. Petto for short, well, I mean, that's cool, but it's of course controlled by Wily, and it's really just a robot itself, so there's a puppet master pulling the strings on both of them. Wily's pulling it on Dr. Geppetto and on Mega Man. Now there's something to really trip your head about. And of course, they don't really pronounce the T in Petto in this. It's kind of hard to when you're just speaking fast anyway, so it ends up coming out Dr. Pedo a lot. I'm sure the 4chan forum has a lot of fun with that one. Anyway, I'll give this episode 3 out of 5 megas. It's not super great, it's not super terrible, but you do get to see Crash Man and Mega Man, and you do get to hear Dr. Wily cackle like a madman. He just cackles so well. I love the voice actor for Dr. Wily. It's an okay episode. The cheesy dialogue from Mega Man is hard to get around at times. Not Brie Ricotta cheesy, but lines like, "I'm gonna recycle you into soda cans." Come on, Mega Man, you couldn't come up with a better slam, better saying, better phrase. No. Oh well, 3 out of 5.